Hey y'all. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get on, but I wanted to make sure that I am on here and you guys can all see me. Hey y'all, welcome to the call. I'm waiting on Katie to hop on and it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to give it just a few minutes before we get started. If you are on here now, I see a couple of you guys are on already. Send out that last minute call, that last minute text to your friend, your teammate, your business partner, your accountability partner, whoever it is. Send it out and make sure that they are on this call, okay? Woo, spicy. You guys, I'm sending out last minute texts telling everybody to hop on this call. You should be doing the same. Let's call Katie and see where she's at. Hi, girl.
I'm like clicking the link and it takes me like into a video call, but like you're not. It's just me. Did you send me the post one?
I sent you another new one. Did you just click it?
Yeah, it took me a minute.
Huh. Okay, let me try again. Are you doing it from a different device this time? Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to send you another one. Okay. Technical difficulties. Katie cannot get on the call. Worst comes to worst, I will call her and put her in on speakerphone. Heyo. Katie,
How you doing and stuff?
you made it, girl.
I'm here. I was like sitting on there. I was like, "Where's Jackie?"
Was it the same link? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just me. I don't know.
All right, I'm sending out last minute text messages. I am encouraging everybody to do the same. I should have done it 5 minutes ago, but I was too busy making my first meal of the day, my lean cuisine. Hop on training call now. Live webinar. www.tinyurl.com/ what is it? July 5th, 15. Copy. Lauren asked, is it the same number? Lauren, girl, we are on a webinar, girl. All right, you guys, I see the viewers rolling in. I wish I could call and welcome and hear you guys' voices. I just feel like it's a little bit more intimate this way with this video conferencing. What do you think, Katie?
Yeah, I agree. I like it better. And I think it's a little more engaging for replays.
Jamie texts me and says she's on. Everybody say, hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Sheila. You guys, I'm just sending out a few last minute ones. Jamie. Shayla. I love when people ignore me for so long. There's this one girl that I've been texting for like 2 weeks, and I don't know why I can't stop texting her. Like, I need you to get on this call. I believe in you. I believe in you. Shut up, Danielle. Hey, Shay's on the webinar. Melissa's on the webinar. Hey, y'all. Getting all these texts. Text me and tell me you're on this webinar right now so I don't text you and blow up your phone, you guys. Because you know I'll do that. No problems. Ashley's on the webinar. I wonder how Shay knew I was about to text her. Kara. Is Kara on the webinar? Kara, I don't see you texting. Hey, girl. Denisha's on the webinar, y'all. Katie, who you got on the webinar? We got some people on the webinar tonight?
Yeah,
Yes,
everybody that I know is on.
Before I even edify Katie, can we just give it up for her? Because let me tell y'all that it is her daughter's birthday, and she's on this call right now doing this for you guys. That's so amazing to me, especially. Hey, Kanisa's on, Julia's on, party over here. Hold on, let me take 2 bites now. Hold on. You're entertaining. I got Rogan is like cracked with kids. Did you guys know that? I put it on and my kids were like this. Look. Hey girl, this is my business line. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that is. Oh, it's T. Hey girl, T, are you on the line? Is that why you're texting me? I hope everybody's got their glass of tea in front of them. And you take a picture and you post it of your tea next to your webinar like Katie's been doing and showing people how we have a training program going on. I need this, y'all. How many of y'all went to a cookout this weekend? I know me and Katie were at the same one. Our very own Miss Lauren Jackson was, what did you say, Katie? Throwing it down for the US of A? Is that what you said? Yeah, whatever she said. But yeah, I ate like crap this weekend. I got on the scale and I was like 141, and it was disgusting to me because I average like 130 or 135 now. So I haven't eaten all day. I had some mangoes, actually. That's a lie. And I had some little rice things. But this is my first meal of the day. Shout out to NRG. All right, y'all. I swear I didn't waste your time getting this call started. I'm about to get started. But Katie and I were literally on the same page. Because Kiera, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kiera, who also just told us that she got her dream job today. She graduated from college with the exercise, what is it, Katie? Exercise major. Anyway, she's a huge dancer and she got a job being a full-time dancer today. So awesome, go Kiera. But Kiera, we're doing a challenge right now. Let me turn this on. Hey, Jamie, success leaves clues. Ain't that the truth? I'm going to turn my phone on silent, you guys. So if you really need something, if you can't hear me, call me so I can get some attention. But anyway, so Kiera made a post for our IBO intern academy that we're doing right now. I literally allowed any and everybody into this intern academy. And it's just like a trial run. It's something that I want to start doing every other month. As part of my success plan, but Kiara's in it, and she made a post. And the first day was posting either a picture of your company stuff, a picture of your product, a picture of you, with your tea and sharing a little bit about your why authentically and transparently with your audience. And Kiara shared a little bit about the Chewy and how she had it in her purse. And she's in a sorority. So one of her line brothers commented on it and was like, "Oh, is this something like a sales post? Because it sounds a little salesy to me. Are you a representative?" And she wrote back, she's like, "Yeah, actually I am. Is there a problem?" And gave like a little side eye. So shout out to her for that. So there's this girl, Tanya Eliza, that I've been following on social media as I've been researching for this group. And she all of a sudden sends me an email the same day doing a YouTube video with the same topic, how to handle objections, whatever. I posted it on the Facebook group. Some of you may or may not have seen it. But then here we go. I wake up, what was that, 2 mornings ago? And I got this long book commented on one of my pictures, just talking about how I'm a bad mother and I'm a washed up tattoo artist and a fraud, and what happened to the resolution drops and people texting you pictures of their weight loss, and I'm stealing people's money and asking for donations, blah, blah, blah. It was ridiculous. I actually posted a screenshot of it in our Facebook group so you guys can see that I am not above all those hate comments and people just downing on what I'm doing. People want to be negative in your life. So I posted it on there so you guys could see, not only do I just get, "Oh, you're stupid for doing that," I get like hits to my personal life talking about how I'm a bad mother and this, that, and the other. So I wanted you guys to see it. And I responded. And Katie seemed to think I did so with class. Thank you for that, because I always have to wonder. But I actually decided after responding, after about an hour of sitting there thinking, if I'm your friend, I know Rochelle said that she's on the line tonight. I remember at some point she had posted something on her Facebook page, and I texted her automatically and I said, "Take it down right now." And I feel like I need people like that to check me sometimes too. And the truth is, I didn't even really need to respond to that message. So I deleted it and deleted her comment and didn't even give her the satisfaction of acknowledging what she wrote from a fake page. Okay. So I said all that to show you guys that I am not above the negativity, above the hate. It's just that I choose to do something different with it. It motivates me. It fuels me. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, if this is how one person sees me, this is how a few people might see. So let me hone in on this and make sure that I'm doing everything in the right manner and saying things in a different way, but at the same time, keeping on track of my goals and doing what I'm doing because it's working." Okay. So Katie texted me a picture of her finger, and it said something about like haters, handling the haters, and she was like, "We are always on the same page." And it's just a really good topic to get in with in your business. A lot of people experience the most negativity and the most rejection within 24 to 72 hours of when they really launch their business. Okay. This is when they have decided that, these products are their favorite, or this business, or this opportunity is the one for them. And they have shared it with the world. Okay. They have launched their business. They've done a grand opening, and everybody knows now that they have latched TLC. This is sometimes can be terrifying for people because we're so worried about what other people are going to think about us. And I literally just sent this text to a prospect today who was, telling me that she was excited to join TLC, but she just doubted herself a lot. And I was like, "Yeah, but a lot of times we're worried about what these people are going to think about us, but they are not paying our bills." Okay. Those people that you're worried about their opinions, if you're doing something positive for yourself, if you're personally developing, if you're taking health products and they're not supporting you, do you really want that person in your life anyways? No. But I'm getting off track. I have an outline of things that I typed up that I wanted to share with you guys today. So I'm going to try and stick to that and get Katie on this line. But within your first 24 to 72 hours is where we usually get the most negativity. And it's usually also where we start saying all of the wrong things. We aren't trained to combat that negativity within our first 24 to 72 hours. So we let it seep into our mind and, creep into the places where it shouldn't be. And we start to actually doubt ourselves. But a lot of people will do this. They'll say the wrong things to all the right people. They'll blow their warm market list because a lot of people have negativity. They have questions. And a lot of times their negativity just evolves around the fact that they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know about our industry. They don't know about our products, and they just don't want to be sold on them. So my biggest piece of advice to you guys, until you've been fully trained, is when someone asks you about the business, say, I'm new, I know what I liked about it is the fact that I could lose 5 pounds in 5 days and help people like you, or, whatever it was for you. But I would really like if maybe we could sit down together and just listen to this quick 15-minute sizzle call that breaks down the opportunity in the business. Okay. But anyways, that's how you deal with your first 24 to 72 hours, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of rejection and you don't know the right things to say. So instead of, trying to come up with something, that's what you want to do. But the basis of this call, I think that in order to combat negativity, that we really need to understand exactly why people are negative. Think about some of the negative things that you've heard when you shared this business. I'm not a good salesperson. It's a pyramid scheme. I'm really busy. I can't do this. These are common responses, and it may have even been something that you were scared of yourself. But once we know what to expect, we can arm ourselves with the tools that we need and combat it so it doesn't affect our morale or our work ethic or our personal idea about our industry or about our products or about the biggest, decision that we've made in our lives to join Total Life Changes. Okay. So it's cliche, you hear it all the time, but knowledge truly is power. Okay. I like to look at life as a video game. You cannot make it to the next level of life without overcoming some type of obstacles or learning how to alter something just a tad bit, or do it a little better in order to make it to the next round. So I used to play Sega Genesis all the time, and Sonic, there was an Aladdin game that I was super hooked on that I played all the time and I had to win. But in order to get to the labyrinth level, I had to pass the one that was in the arcade or whatever it was. You can't pass and you can't, achieve your goals until you do certain things and you move past them. Okay. But once you learn how to do them, it becomes very easy. So each new level in life requires and demands a better you. You have to fail miserably a lot of times very quickly and get it all wrong in order to figure out how to get it right. And the no's, the negativity, they'll either make you quit very quickly. You're like, oh, they don't support me. No one supports me. And you only talk to 10 people out of the 7 billion in this world. You'll either let those no's seep in, and you'll either quit or it's going to make you mad. It's going to make you motivated and determined. That's what it stands for. And you'll be part of the small percentage of people in life who become a better person. Okay. And that's the people that are on this call tonight. If you're on this call tonight, you're in this business. I don't think I've enrolled very many new people, not very, very new, like in the past couple of weeks. So you guys have at least made it a month in. And, you had some negative objections. You had people who are like, oh, that stuff doesn't work, or, oh, that's a scam, or, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. And you guys made it past that. So you guys are part of the small percentage in life that wants better and will do better and will translate that negativity into some type of motivating or inspiring power. Okay. Now I wanted to give you guys just a little example, but think about a baby. Okay. When a baby starts to learn how to walk, they stand up and their knees may wobble and they fall several times. They fall, maybe even just trying to get their balance before they even start trying to walk. But they step out, and they fall again. They do this not only for several hours, but for several days, maybe even a month or two before they really get to the hang of it. And it may even be months and years, a year or so before they start running. Okay. It takes them a whole year to do it. But we as parents don't ever say, oh, well, just sit back down in the car seat. I'll just carry you around, for the rest of your life. No, absolutely not. We keep going. Okay. But I want you guys to think about this. At the very foundation of the topic of negativity, which we're talking about tonight, is our own personal mindset. Okay. What do I want to say? It comes down to your attitude about what you have to offer. You've got to be really passionate about something or helping someone or something that's involved in this industry. You've got to really like the tea or really like the strike up in love, or love the fact that you can help people, or be like Katie and like to train people. You've got to really, really like something that you have to offer and be passionate about it, because you don't want to give someone something that they don't need or doesn't work. You don't want to be in the intention of Total Life Changes with selling, okay? If you're just in this to sell something, you can get a sales job anywhere. When you start to think of it as selling, that's when it becomes scary. That's when you really start to worry what people are going to think about it. If you don't have a strong basis, of your own beliefs. But if you approach this as a different, mind frame and share authentically this product and the earning potential that maybe you fell in love with, then that's when it's really going to work how it should. But once you genuinely believe in what you have to offer, where it's going to take you, and you can see the final vision, no one's negativity or opinion will be able to change that. If I came to your house today and told you that your mom was not your real mom and that you were adopted, and I began to make fun of you because you were adopted, your feelings wouldn't be hurt because it isn't true. You know that is your real mom. So once you face your fears and push yourself and persevere and shift your mindset, you'll be able to overcome adversity and negativity, because you know that the things that people are saying are not true and they're coming from a place of hate or maybe uneducated people. Okay, in order to get past something, we first have to address it and understand it. Okay, so let's first figure out why we have negativity in our business. It usually stems from someone's mindset, and it's important to know that sometimes we cannot fix someone's negative mindset. Okay, a lot of people will ask me, oh, well, what do you do if a person says this or does that? And I'm like, I don't talk to them anymore, because I know that this business is based on people, and there's a ton of other people. People can be replaced all the time. Okay. So, but if you can fix it, the goal is understanding what their problem is. Try to understand why they're being negative. People who, hate on one another, since we're using that word tonight, they usually have a problem within themselves. Hold on one second, y'all. Hey, Mom, I'm doing a training call, but I was just making sure that 4 o'clock is good for you. Okay, you want me to have her drop them off? Okay. Let me finish this training call. Thanks, bye. But you want to try and understand why people are being negative. People that hate on one another, they usually have a problem within themselves. They don't like something from their childhood, or they hate their boobs, so they talk about other people's boobs. Whatever it is, they aren't happy with something in their own lives, so they take that negativity out on other people. Once you understand what someone has going on, what makes them tick, what motivates them, what irks them, you're able to think like them and possibly better approach them. Okay. So also make sure that you're taking personal responsibility. Okay. You hear this word a lot. We've talked about it a lot. It may be your delivery that's wrong. Okay. In any situation, I always take personal responsibility 100% for someone not joining me or the conversation not going the way that it should, because if I said something different, it possibly could have turned into something successful. So take personal responsibility. It may be your delivery that's wrong without you knowing it. Think about your approach. Is it too salesy? Try and think about when someone tries to openly sell you something. There's a sign on my door that says no soliciting. So even though I'm really good at sales and I'm in network marketing, I hate when someone tries to sell me. Absolutely hate it. There was this poor little kid. I felt so bad for him, but he comes up to my door with his friend, and I think he's trying to sell like floor mopping stuff or something. So I open the door and I look at him like right over the no soliciting sign. He's like, hello, ma'am. Would you like, to try your free floor mopping thing today? I was like, hi, can you read? This sign right here is no soliciting. So, just think about how we openly are against people trying to sell us on things. But when someone tries to come to my door, ask me to mop my floor, even if it's completely free, you guys, I'm still like, no, it's too good to be true. I shut down and I point to the no soliciting sign, and I may even get an attitude. But try and figure out if you have someone's best interest at heart. Because if you do, and if you're just openly sharing what a product or what a company or what something does for you, then it's not going to be a sales pitch. Okay. And then, if you openly believe in something and you have your foundation set and your morals and whatever, then no one can really mess with us. Okay. But also know that some people are just negative because they don't understand. They are uneducated, and try to get to the bottom of why they're hateful and discouraging. Maybe they think network marketing is a pyramid scheme, but you could take them back to, ancient Egyptian times and explain to them that a pyramid is the strongest known man to structure. The strongest known structure to man. I need my coffee. the strongest known structure to man. Try saying that 10 times fast. But, you know, and you can explain to them the difference between a pyramid scheme or, you know, a scheme in general, and help them understand that, you know, a lot of product companies that are schemes are, you know, don't have actual products. They don't have actual tea with a money back guarantee that is shipping to your front doorstep. Okay. So there's a lot of things that people, you know, may not understand, but just ask, say, hey, you know, I see you're really, really openly against this. What's making you act like this? You know, and try and get to the bottom of it and help them understand a little bit better. Maybe you need to refine your approach. Think about if you were to share a positive experience that you had at a hair salon, or maybe how happy you were with your hair, or a great waitress, and a new dish that you had at Olive Garden. And think about how you would share that story with someone else. You would do it kind of in a story-like way. Remember this, when I was talking to my tattoo client today, you know, he said in the end, and I even have it on a videotape, he said, you know, Jackie, the goal is that I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to get back in the gym. So ding, 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 keyword. And I was like, what's wrong? You've been out of the gym? He's like, yeah, I was in the military 4 years ago, another keyword. And I'm just like, okay, well, you know, I don't know how much you're trying to lose, but I tried this tea last year and I lost 7 pounds in 5 days, and I was just all for it. So, you know, I don't know what you're into or anything like that, but I can give you the website if you wanted to order it. You know, not once did I say, I am an IBO for total life changes, blah, 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 and start spilling off a script. I told him about my personal testimony. And then, you know, when he started talking about it more in depth, and I was like, let me show you this before and after picture, because I don't think you understand what this little young mama looks like before she had kids. And I showed him how the resolution drops helped me lose 17 pounds. And then I opened up a capsule of NRG and gave it to this man and said, try this. You know, this makes me want to go to the gym because I have way too much energy to not do anything with it. So, you know, try this stuff out. Call me if you like it, if you have questions, whatever, cool. Okay. His answer after that doesn't really matter to me anymore. If you say yes, great. But if you say no, awesome. Okay. So get past that. Get past the negativity. He doesn't like it. Great. Now you can move on to the next person, and you know that you never have to deal with this one person out of the 7.8 billion people in the world again. Or maybe you do. Maybe you'll revisit it. But refine your approach. Think about sharing more like in a story-like manner. But if people are negative, some people are openly negative, and you do not want those kind of people in your business anyways. They did you a favor by showing their colors early. Just cut them off of your list, you guys. You know, what do you say to a person who just doesn't see it or just won't take it? You know, you gave it to them and they just won't make it, or they just can't afford it. My solution is that you find people who are looking for what you have and block and delete the people that aren't those people. There's no way to possibly conquer it all. You drive everyone in, and then you deal with the people who comes out. You know, if you invite 10 people to opportunity call and only 2 come out and say they're interested, then you deal with those 2 people. You don't worry about what those other 8 people are saying unless, you know, they have questions and could possibly move it in a positive direction. But stop working on the same people. Find new people. There's, like I said, over 7 billion people in the world. So you can happily cross them off your list and move right along. So you always want to stand above them with positivity. And my dad always taught me to kill them with kindness. You do not want to give, you know, TLC a bad name. You know, so if someone says, oh, well, that tea is stupid, and you get all mad about it, you know, they're not saying you're stupid. They're saying the tea is stupid, and that's fine. Just block them and keep it moving, okay? You don't want to give the brand a bad name. It's different if they said your daughter's stupid and you want to go, whatever, fight them in public because they're talking about your daughter, if that's your thing. But, you know, you don't want to get into it over the tea because that gives TLC, you know, a bad name. And someone, you know, say it made the news, and they're like, oh, there's this fight that happened occurring over TLC, IASO, T, blah, 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 blah. It's not going to sound good, and no one else is going to want to do business with you. So stand above them, kill them with kindness, and always keep the door open. So if you said something, you know, someone said something dumb to you, and you can go back and look at the response that I gave that I actually deleted, but it's on the Facebook page. Just make sure that you are being positive and remaining classy through all of your responses, so that if that person were to ever change their mind, maybe they go to sleep at night, they're like, oh, well, you know, maybe she's right. She was so nice. She can't possibly be a bad mom that only takes her kids to dirty sandy beaches, okay? So make them think a little harder and allow them to consider it when they're ready. I want to end my time here with giving you 10 one-liners to use with a negative prospect, okay? The first one is just responding and saying, what do you mean? So whenever someone says something weird or negative, you just ask them, what do you mean? For example, this sounds like a pyramid scheme. You say, what do you mean? That'll give them the time to go into more depth about where the problem is really coming from. It'll get them sharing where their head's at and open the conversation to get it going in the right direction and possibly take it somewhere positive. The next one, I wasn't sure if this was a right fit for you anyways. Don't be scared to take away the opportunity from someone. So if they're saying, if they're on the phone and you're inviting them to an opportunity call or your virtual grand opening or a meeting and they're just saying all this stuff anyways, and you're like, you were on my maybe list, so I wasn't really sure if this was right for you anyways. This is a takeaway that works really well. If someone keeps giving you a hard time or gives you resistance or is asking, too many negative questions or anything like that. Number 3, how long do you have to do that for? This is perfect if someone says they don't have the time or the money. Example, if I don't have the time, I'm working 12-hour days already. Oh man, how long do you have to work 12-hour days for? Or how long are you going to be broke? Or how long, ask a question like that will get them thinking so that they, make TLC their option and their opinion, okay? Number 4, do you have a plan to change that situation? This is a great line to use when you get no time or no money objection. It gets them thinking into the future. Number 5, it sounds like this probably isn't for you right now. Am I right? That kind of goes back with number 2. Another great takeaway that helps you to remain posture. Okay. So, you're taking the opportunity away from them, before they're like, I hate you and block your number. Okay. Number 6, most people immediately see the bigger picture and catch the vision of what we're doing, and some don't get it right away. That's totally cool. You're leaving the door open for future, dealings, okay? You're not saying, I hate you, block my number, never want to see you again, go slit your wrist in the bathroom. You're just saying, this isn't for you right now. Maybe you'll get it one day, maybe you won't. Either way is fine. I'm just happy that we got to the conclusion here. And by using the word most people, it gives people a sense of social proof, and it's going to get your prospect thinking about not only what they're doing, but what other people are doing. Number 7, I used to think that too until I use that today. I wish I'll screenshot and put it in the group, but I always like to identify with where someone's going, especially if they're saying, oh, I had the girl that I was telling you guys about doubt. I have a lot of, self-doubt. I always doubt myself. And I say, you know what, with anything new that we try, whether it's riding a bike or, making a big move or going to college or doing this, we always have a lot of doubt and fear because it's unknown. So you want to relate and show them that I felt the same way and this is what I did about it. Okay. So relate to what they're saying and give it some substance. Example, I never understood the network marketing model before until I read the book called The Network Marketing Revolution. And I learned more about the industry and realized that it's a legal, thriving business model that contributes billions of dollars each year. Did you know that? You're providing them and equipping them with information so that they can make a better logical decision on whether or not they want to learn more about it. Number 8, to be honest, I'm looking for people who are looking for success. And it doesn't seem like you're in that place right now. No worries, okay? This one kind of has a little more sass to it, which you guys know that I like a little bit. But it's going to get them thinking about their negativity and their mindset, hopefully. Number 9, I'm just going to cross you off the list and mark you down as not interested. Cool. That's another one that kind of gives you posture. And I like to do this with invitation methods as well. So when I get on the phone and I say, hey, do you have a second? I'm really busy right now, but I just launched one of the biggest decisions that I've ever made in my life, and I thought of you first. I really thought that you would find this information valuable. Do you have a second tonight? I have to go into this meeting right now, but do you have a second tonight to hop on this call at 7 p.m. and get in front of your computer or make it to my house, whatever it is. And if they start asking you questions and too many questions, as to where they don't, you can sense negativity or that they don't want to do it, then that's when you can say something like that. Okay, well, maybe this isn't a good time for you right now. I'm just going to go ahead and cross you off your list. It's limited space, so I wanted to make sure, that I brought it to you first. But, I have someone else that can take your place. Okay. It does 2 things. It's going to stop the convincing game while showing your posture, and it's also going to allow you to see if they've thought through their negativity. People hate being crossed off the list. You've taken the opportunity away from them. They hate it. And they'll ask you how to not cross them off. And, you know, it's funny how this one actually works. You should actually try it if you haven't done it before. Number 10. Oh, I thought for sure that you'd love this idea as much as me with how sharp and ambitious you are. Or, you know, insert any other genuine compliment that you thought of as to why they would be good with this business. I hate that I was wrong. No worries. Okay. This puts the blame on you. I was wrong. I thought that you were successful and had an open mind and wanted 7 streams of income, but I was wrong about you. Okay. You remain your posture. You do it in a nice way, and you take the blame for it. It's great to keep the door open to another opportunity that may be around the corner. Maybe, you know, they don't want TLC, but maybe they want to still get their nails done by you, whatever it is. Use genuine compliments and be humble. Okay. It can increase your chances of the tables turning around and getting your prospects to think and come back. Okay. So those are 10 one-liners that you can use. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to Katie because it was her brilliant idea to talk about this tonight. I know that she has got some amazing stuff to tell you. Once again, Katie, I'm so happy that you made it on this call tonight, even though it is your daughter's birthday. That means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to everybody on this call tonight. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you loud and clear, Bill. With your cues off.
Awesome. Thank you for that, man. Those 10 talking points are really great. I took some good notes. You are the master at wit and coming back to people, and that is why you are the top global retailer and top recruiter in TLC, because you know how to talk to people and you know how to turn a conversation from negative to positive. So like Jackie said, we really were just on the same wavelength this weekend. I was sitting in church, and my teacher actually sort of deflected have been a really negative conversation with a very simple comment, and it just struck me in the middle of the church. I'm like, man, we got to talk about this, because we encounter this a lot in network marketing, a business. So it's really valuable to understand how to turn a bad perception of you or your business into a positive for you and your business, and to help that person, because at the end of the day, we're really out here to help people. And so we even want to help people that are against us. So I wanted to open up, I found this really awesome quote, and it just spoke to me. It says, words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. Use this force constructively with words of encouragement, or destructively using words of despair. Energy and power and the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to humiliate, and to humble. And that's by Yehuda Bray. And when I read that, I was just like, it's the truth. You know, what we do every day is we make posts and we talk to people and we show them the power of inspiration and motivation and determination. And so if we're putting that out every single day, and just because somebody comes back and has something negative to say, if we shoot back something negative to them, that really negates everything that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. So it's super important for us to stay positive. You guys have heard Tanya say before that you cannot have a bad day on social media. And when you are the face of a business, it's true. You cannot not make mistakes. If you do, you need to apologize for them. So thinking about talking about this, and I actually have so much experience in this area. I was a restaurant manager for a really long time. I've pretty much always worked in some form of customer service. And when I was a restaurant manager, seemed like the nice manager that everyone wanted to go talk to their tables, because it didn't matter how upset your customer was. I could always get them to be happy and leave a nice tip for you and end up coming back, always. And usually I could actually get them or compliment us in some way. So some of you have heard me talk about some of the methods that I've used with that, and I did want to cover very quickly. Jackie knows I love acronyms. The LEAF method. If you have a pen and paper, it's LEF. So like the word leaf, but with an extra A. Jackie sort of covered this in what she was talking about, but this is a really easy, quick way to remember how to really find out what is really wrong with somebody. There's a lot of psychology behind, internet trolls and people that just go around hating for no reason. There is a reason, and it can be a lot of different things. But instead of getting a degree in psychology, you can simply use this method to find out what exactly is their problem, fix it, or move on. Sometimes you will have to just step aside. So the L for leaf is listen. So what Jackie was talking about, what do you mean? Find out exactly what they're upset about, what they took offensively about something you said. Sometimes we say things, maybe a joke or a post, and we don't realize that it's offensive. And we do. We're not perfect. So like Jackie said, sometimes your friends, your business partners, even your clients and your social media following that, and that's okay. Tell me a little bit more about your problem. You weren't satisfied with the product. Did I do something? What exactly the issue is. The next thing you want to do is empathize. You want to say, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I'm sorry that the tea didn't work for you. Perhaps you should try one of our feeds because it sounds like your intestines are working properly. Maybe you just need a fat burner. You always want to turn it into a positive, but you want to show them that their feelings are valid. People are seemingly being unreasonable. Typically what they feel is real. They feel upset, they feel sad, they feel betrayed, they feel so you really want to show them that you felt that way before. And next you want to apologize. So like Jackie said, even when it's not your fault, the blame for things is just part of being the face of a business, right? Sorry, that was my fault. Oh, I should have followed up with you. I'm sorry that I didn't get back with you sooner, or that you didn't like the resolution drops. Loves them, but why don't I get you a refund and we could try something else? So you want to apologize and put the blame on yourself. It's part of being a business owner. It's part of customer service. So it sucks sometimes. I can admit that. But you need to act. So once you find out exactly what the issue is, you are in business. You're out here to make money and you're out here to satisfy your clients. So depending on what exactly the problem is, at a resolution. So like I said, if they're dissatisfied with a product, you want to try to provide a new product. TLC has a money back guarantee, so give them their money back when possible. Or provide a different recommendation or something like that. If they're just upset about who you are and just don't like you as a person, say, well, I appreciate your point of view, but this is my life. Jackie did a great thing in her post of saying, this is my social media account. I'm free to do what I want because I'm a person and this is my business. If you don't like it, that's fine. I appreciate it, but you don't need to follow me. And that could be your action to say, I appreciate your back, but I am who I am. That's a classy way to deflect a hater. To say, okay, well, you can unfollow me. It's really easy, one little click. And then the last thing that you want to do is follow up. So if you're dropping them and kicking them out of your life or blocking them or something like that, obviously there really is no follow-up. But if it is in a client situation or something like that, you definitely want to touch base after you've provided the resolution and ask them if they're feeling better, if they're more satisfied now, did they like it? Ask them a lot of questions and start to build a relationship with them. Because I can tell you 100% in any situation in your life, the people that you can turn around will be your most loyal people. So someone who complains about the tea is not a bad client that you don't want to sell to because you had to give them $20 back or give them coffee instead. You're helping them find what they need. They're loyal to you because they know that you care and you should care, okay? So that's the leaf method. So kind of going into, why do we have to deal with this, right? We just want to sell tea and get healthy and be skinny and hot and help people. Why do we have to deal with people that don't like us? Well, the truth of the matter is that 30% of the people that follow you or that absolutely love you. They think you are just the greatest, coolest, most beautiful, funniest, hustler, grinder girl, and they just love you. Absolutely hate you. They're following you because they just want to be nosy. They want to be in your business. They want to be a hater. Maybe they knew you from a long time ago and they just don't like you now. I mean, it's all over the place. You have people that follow you that you've never met that don't like you because they have nothing better to do. Wait, can I stop you
for 1 second, Katie? I had a girl that followed me for so long, and then when I was pregnant, she would just comment on all my pictures and be like, oh, by the way, you're not supposed to lay on your back while you're pregnant tanning on the beach. Oh, by the way, you're not supposed to eat this. You're not supposed to eat that. So that is so true. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So 30% are going to love you. 30% are going to hate you, and they're following you anyway, but they're going to hate you. You can't do nothing about it. Confident in who you are. Part of this business is growing as individuals. And so if you're not super confident yet, you're going to get there. But you have to deflect these people. People have been hating on you forever. It's not just because you have a business. You're just like more susceptible now because they actually have something to come at you with because you're putting something out into the world, right? The other 40% that are following you or that are in your life are really indifferent. Like they care about you, but they're not super passionate in their feelings about what you're doing. You know, maybe they're happy for you, maybe they're not, maybe they don't even see your stuff. So about the 30% that love you, okay? You need to love them back. You need to engage with them. You know, be the best TLC business representative that you can be, 30%, because they're not going anywhere and you did nothing wrong for the most part. Said, if you don't know who Bill Gates is, he's rich, he's a computer guy, he's really smart. He said, your most unsatisfied customer is your greatest teacher, okay? You know, Jackie had mentioned when she was talking about it's a learning process. There's going to be a part of this business where you're new. That I've learned a lot from my clients. They were honest with me and said, hey, I really thought I was going to lose, you know, 5 to 8 pounds, and I only lost 3. Okay, well, tell me more about that. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but tell me exactly what you were doing. Were you dieting? Were you exercising? Are you on any medicines? When you start to ask questions and you actually are trying to find out what their problem is, instead of just saying, oh, here's somebody else complaining, when you really, really care about your clients, which you should, you're going to take the time to find out the root cause of their problems. In doing so, you're going to learn a lot about our product line. I know a lot about our product now because I took the time to talk to people that either were unsatisfied or had a question, or whatever. It's not always that they're mad. To dig into those things, it's not always going to be rainbows and unicorns. Like, it's business. Sometimes bad things happen. Maybe they didn't get their order on time. You know, but so that's what Bill Gates said. Take the time to use the clients and use the haters. Everything that girl said to Jackie, in my opinion, was really not valid. And I think this person's just upset and bitter. But what Jackie did was she responded the best way she knew how at the time. And then she took a look at herself and said, what am I doing? What am I posting? What could I be doing better? Right? Because somebody out there is offended or hurt or saddened by what I'm doing. So instead of just saying, this girl's crazy, why is she acting like this, she also took a look inside to see what she could be doing better. That personal responsibility, desire to do better, is going to do nothing but help you grow. And it's going to hurt your haters because what they're trying to do is tear you down. And if you don't let them do that, that's you getting back at them. Okay, that's your revenge. 4 points. You know, Jackie went over 10 things, and those were great. We probably could have stopped the call with that. But 4 points to think about when you're dealing with haters. Like I just said, allow for fair critique. Right? None of us are perfect. And don't have another business. Some of us are very inexperienced and young. So when people tell you something, like, take it as criticism and say, okay, am I doing something wrong? Could I be doing something better? Are they right? Sometimes they're right. And they don't say it in the nicest way, but sometimes they're right. So take consideration, regardless of how it comes across. Find out for yourself if you believe there's any truth to it, okay? So be open to that criticism. People are not always going to be patting you on the back. Sometimes people come along, that process can be difficult. Convert trolls into promotions, okay? So this is a little bit tricky, but I used to be the education manager for a timeshare association. And I don't know if you're familiar with timeshares, but they sort of, like network marketing, have a really bad rep with a lot of people. And I was, because I'm so good at this, put in charge of like a customer service hotline, people who were just hated timeshare. I thought it was the worst thing. They were in horrible debt, had all these issues because of timeshare. Okay. The reality was they didn't manage their money right. They got in over their head, whatever. It's not timeshare's fault, it's their fault, but they were in a really tough position and they needed help. So what would happen? They would come onto our company's website or go onto Yelp or go onto wherever and badmouth our organization, badmouth some of the big name hotels, all these kinds of things. And so they're really funny, right? People write like really crazy things. So as long as it's not something super personal, you might be able to turn a bad comment or something like that into a little bit of a joke, right? So Jackie said something about, you know, I'm going to take my kids to the crusty beach because on her page recently made a joke about the beach. That's an example of doing that, right? So if possible, make light of it. If it's not really serious and detrimental and hurtful to somebody. I know some businesses have turned like, bad voicemails or like crazy emails into like a commercial, and just like or what is that restaurant? Dick's restaurant. Like people were complaining about service at other restaurants. So they were like, why don't we make a restaurant about bad service? Because it's funny. Sometimes you can do that. So turn the negative into a positive. Group, if you learn something, if somebody shared feedback with you and you did really learn something, and maybe it hit home for you and you made a change because of it, that's another great way. Say, hey, or shout out the person that did it and say, this person wasn't afraid to call me out and I appreciate it. I took some time and thought about this, whatever. But always try and take that feedback and turn it into a way to grow your business when possible. You can't always do it, but sometimes. Defend your reputation. So Jackie was talking about posturing, right? We are all respectable, amazing women and men, right? We don't want people walking all over us. We don't want somebody bad mouthing us on the internet. And the same thing goes for TLC. I love TLC, and we are representatives of TLC. So if people are talking bad about our business, we do not want that to be going down. However, you don't come back at people. And the main thing to consider with haters, and this is probably a little bit of why Jackie took her post down after the fact, is that you never want to respond with any type of emotion. Emotion is like empathetic or positive, okay? So if you read a post and you get really angry, or it hurts you, offended by what somebody has said to you, or whatever, you swell up, you start sweating, you get mad, your first instinct is to respond and say, well, you don't know what you're talking about, or blah, 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 this he's amazing, I'm amazing, get out of my face, get off my page. And respond the next day. You always want to respond. It is a really, really bad practice to not address and hater-rific comments. You want to address that kind of stuff. You want to show people that they can't mess with you. However, if you are doing it when you're upset, and you're going to sound like an idiot, and a fool only argues with a fool, okay? If you want to wait till you're cool, calm, and collected, that might be a day later, it might be a week later. And if it takes a while, come back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I just saw this, I'm sorry you feel that way. Internally you're saying, well, I've calmed down now and I could care less, but them with negative emotion. If you do, you're likely going to say some things that you don't really mean, or that you feel, by the next day, like, I wouldn't have said that if I was a little bit more calm. So wait until you're calm. If you need to draft a response and then delete it, do that to kind of get those feelings out, or write it down somewhere, or call a friend or business partner, or put it on Fitini to do, but you never want to respond with emotion. And always come back and say, I hear where you're coming from, and then handle the situation accordingly. Like I said, and you can address it. Sometimes you really need to block them and say thanks, but I really don't need that kind of negativity on my page. Goodbye. Yourself, and you're showing them that they can't just come at you any kind of way. Lastly, basically just create, don't hate. Okay, so we're out here to do something good. Like I already said, you've got 30% of the people that you know and that are following you that are going to hate you anyway. Here to perpetuate that kind of attitude. We're do-gooders, right? We're out here helping people. We are trying to get people out of debt. We're trying to help people reclaim their health, get their bodies back. Holistic wellness is about. Understand what financial freedom is about. We're not out here. That's not what TLC is about. So at the end of the day, you are out here to create a business and to help other people create a business. Do that. Don't worry about your haters. What is it? Hater blockers on. Don't throw shade at people. It is what it is. It's going to happen. But listen to this call again if you didn't take notes. Those 10 things Jackie said were really, really powerful. I want to thank her again for letting me get on part of our business, because you are going to encounter this at all points in your career. So make sure that you practice this. You might not be perfect the first time, but listen, empathize, appreciate, act, and follow up. Jackie?
Hold on one second. Come here. She can hear you now. She can hear you now.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, girl. That's my friend.
She was standing here the whole time like, Miss Katie, and I was like, she can't hear you right now. Anyways, you guys, thanks for hopping on this call tonight. I just wanted to show you guys that this is how my life goes too, okay? So it's not always, you know, rainbows and butterflies and I'm sitting here at my desk with interruption. But I find a way to let my kids help, or, you know, she just helped me put all these stickers on these little pamphlets. But you guys, one more thing I wanted to address before we get off is the fact that Atlanta is coming up, okay? Atlanta is, hold on, if you don't want to go upstairs, you need to be quiet for a second. Olivia? Okay, I'm going to keep this quick. Look, it's Enzo. But Atlanta is coming up. It is our national conference. It's coming up at the end of this month. It's the 22nd and the 23rd of July. Stop it. Get that out of your mouth. And I want you guys to all be there if you can. It's not a far drive if you can't afford a plane ticket. From Maryland, that is. We have people everywhere. But Olivia. But you find a way to get there, and we'll find a way to get you in. We have hotel rooms that are pretty cheap that Rochelle got through a government discount, I think, that are $120 a person for the weekend. And that's through Sunday, I believe, Thursday through Sunday. So make sure that if you're serious about your business and you can find a way to get to Atlanta, okay? Let me know, even if you have a question and trying to price something out. You definitely want to make sure that you're there. There'll be a lot of new things being announced. They have usually special deals. Last year they had, stop biting me. They had buy one, get one free tea that still gave you, ow! That's my cue. I'm going to go, but find a way to get to Atlanta. Olivia, stop biting. Okay, guys. Happy.